In a recent video I did on Four Seasons Private Residences in Nashville, I posed the question, what content can I make that will help you out there that are considering owning in Four Seasons? And I got this very helpful comment in return. Thank you for the video. You're welcome. One point of interest for prospective buyers would be how have the units performed from a capital appreciation perspective at resale versus original pricing. So that is what we're going to talk about today. Original pricing versus resale pricing. The first thing we have to understand is the timing of the building. Presale started in 2020 when the building was only 4 stories tall. Owners put down a deposit, locked in a price, selected the residence that they wanted, and then in 2022 when the building was completed, owners started closing, paying the balance on that purchase contract, and taking ownership of their residence. Now in a presale like this, there's typically some sort of trigger event, either a complete sellout or it's been a year since the first closing, at which point owners can start reselling their residences. And shortly after these closings started at the end of 2022 is when we started to see non-developer residences come up for resale, with the first resale closing happening in 2023. And when you have a building like this that sells out so close to opening, you can have some pretty wild things happen in the resale market. And this is a pretty common practice when you release any building, especially one with Four Seasons, which has the track record that Four Seasons does. So we're going to see a difference in the initial trend as to what we're seeing now. So if I was just going to answer the question of how have original sales compared to resales, I would use a general number like median resale gain between the original and resale price. And when we look at a median resale gain, that would be around 17%. And if we look at the average, that would be around 23%. And this seems like a nice tidy number, but it doesn't account for time and it also doesn't account for the residence. Because if we look at the actual resale gains by residence, that ranges about 78% to 4%. So that's how it varies by residence. We also have to consider the time factor of that initial launch and where we are now in 2025. When we look at the resales by year, it would appear that things are starting to stabilize a bit. But the challenge there is we have a very small sample size to pull from, with only 4 resales happening in 2025. And that makes the impact of which floor plans are selling and what their resale appreciation rate has been that much more impactful. Because floor plan resale gains have ranged from about 35% to around 6%. So which residences are selling can have a massive impact on what those returns are. So while there are these variables of the type of residence, the location in the building, the height in the building, all of those things go into this. So it's hard to put a general number on it. We kind of have to factor in all those things because a building like this is very hard to compare to another, say, non-branded luxury residence. And it's a little bit better to start to compare it to how other Four Seasons have performed over time, which is something I'm working on right now, which I look forward to providing in other videos. Robert, thank you for your comment and inspiring this video. I hope that it was helpful for others out there. And if you have questions about a specific residence, my contact information is listed below. I don't have any listings in the building. I don't work for Four Seasons. I am a licensed real estate agent in Tennessee, and all of this data is my own. And just remember, past appreciation is not an indication of future resale value, so make sure to do your own due diligence and feel free to reach out if you have questions. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.